Well, these two teams were dead even throughout Pro League all season. 6-16 for Method, 8-14 for 3SUP, and it's dead even here. We move into Inferno. It's a momentum-based map, I should say. Game as well.
Their CT sides, both teams have had great CT sides. The T sides have been, to use a difficult word, abysmal. I think that sums it up quite nicely. It's hard to watch sometimes, and going into Inferno, it's one of the hardest T sides to play in terms of gaining map control and executing on a bomb site. CTs have so many options and so many things they can do, especially pushing towards the banana area, gaining control like that, knocking the Ts off their game, and they can almost start playing mind games out of situation as well. They can leave one player there and then have 4 players towards A. And judging what we've seen so far, whoever gets CT first on this side, on this map, is going to take this one quite easily.
That said, although it was Method that came back on the CT side, so I think the key isn't necessarily the CT side itself, it's the second round pistol. The T side, I should say the T side pistol.
Yeah, you're right. So the pistol round, we saw 3SUP take 3 pistol rounds out of 3 before they got into the final one, and it was the first time Method got a pistol round, they actually managed to get back into the game. So it seems the pistol is carrying so much weight, and like so evenly matched, I guess. So that's why the pistol rounds are really defining the whole map for them.
There's our Twitch chat predictions. So everyone thinks Method's somehow going to pull this one out and move forward. 3SUP, things have been slipping in ways of late. They didn't make it through to the ESL qualifier. They might not make it through to PGL. It's all going to come down to this. And, I mean, you mentioned the T side being problematic, but we go into a map that's a little bit more linear. How does the CT side have to be played? Because we've seen a lot of aggression from both teams there as well.
Well, Davey especially, he really impressed me on the CT side of Train. He controlled that inside area so perfectly. He was reading it so well, pushing in with the perfect time, getting the first frag, falling back. That was so important. It was very impressive by him as well. That can be done, but it's not so many positions you can do it by yourself on CT Inferno. You have to actually utilize team play as well. Pushing down banana, as I mentioned before, with the smokes and using smokes from the other side of the map, and not even allowing the Ts to come into that area is one of the most common tactics we've seen so far, but I have no idea how these teams really play. We saw in the first day they were pushing down with so much aggression down the middle. I think that was 3SUP, but it's difficult to gauge whether that was actually what they're going to do this time, right?
And we do have a knife round to start out this one as well, so there's a little bit more to play for in terms of the starting us off, as we've seen. That CT side so coveted. I'm very curious to see how the pistols. I think the pistols are going to really dictate this game based on the trends we've seen, unless somehow someone pulls off a little bit more on their T side. I mean, if they can get, it's so linear that yes, the execution has to come in on B. Like you've got to get smokes on spools and choke point, but it doesn't necessarily rely on closing off a vast amount of space at B. Well, you could still hit a first shot. So if they can find entry kills,
the thing about Inferno, right? It's all about pushing the CTs back. It's not necessarily getting kills. It's making them use their utility to start that around, baiting them out, and making them feel pressured. As soon as you do that, the CTs are forced to fall back into the pit area or towards library or even an arch. That's when you're winning as a T side. You don't necessarily even need kills. You just need to make them use their utility early on. If you're not doing that and you're not showing enough pressure, it allows the CTs to have such good crossfires, and they can stay present and give great intel to their teammates. So the aim of the game is get them forced back to the bomb site, and then that's never been a problem for NA teams when I've watched in the past. It's always been that execution onto the bomb site. They run into the crossfires. They don't actually smoke off the correct points. Actually, they lost a lot of their utility themselves to the T side. So that's what it's going to come down to. You're absolutely right. The B area is not too hard to actually get control of. The execution is pretty standard going into that one, but still, it's the little nuances that change.
I mean, the bigger issue, like you're saying, though, is also by pushing them out of banana, because if you can control banana's CT side, you're able to only leave one player there if they're deep enough, if they've got the utilities, and then rotate a fourth to A, which makes things that much harder for the Ts. Even if they get that first kill on banana, you're going to have a rotation back.
The world-class teams are so good at that. They show that presence down banana. They scare the Ts from ever going there. They actually isolate them so much. They think, okay, it's not even worth us trying that. Let's go straight for middle. And that's the point when they actually just send one CT player that they get so comfortable that they take the risk and they just say, well, they're not showing any aggression towards us. Let's just send one player there and have the strong arms towards the A bomb site. And that's when it gets really interesting.
Well, we're about to start. Zarya will jump in.
This will be the knife round, remember. So this is a lot on the line for this one. 1-1. In terms of maps for both teams. So the knife round's going to be huge. They both got to want that CT side. We've seen how strong either team can be. A little bit sloppy on the T side for both of them as well. So this is very important. The knife rounds don't normally hold as much weight as this one does.
And only fitting that as this is where the original speed cast came in for the knife. I've got to go back to it now that we finally got one. So they'll group up on Inferno and try and work up to the top of middle, but so far we can only see the terrorist team. We'll see what the CTs want to do, and it's a wall. They're not even going to let them go by, not going to let them go anywhere, and they'll face each other off. Red Rover, send a goddamn knife raid over as one of the CTs looks to go back to Boiler, potentially go for the flank, but not going to get there in time. So now the fight will come in, and Red Rover seems a little bit angry, but still kind of timid because the initial right clicks go, but so far no one going for that left as the damage is coming in, and now finally we will see Ely take down Kiko, and it's going to come back. But a team kill method. It's Strebber on the receiving end, but it comes back down, and 3-sup Davey. This could be the deciding aspect of it because now they've got that CT side.
Nicely done, sir.
Thank you.
I've never experienced you do that, and that was quite special. Very
Thank you.
good. Well, I didn't even realize who won. I was just in awe of what you were doing. Who did win?
It was 3-sup.
Okay.
So they've got the team who took map 1 and fell very, very nearly winning map 2, but fell just a little bit shy, will now start out on that CT. But pistol round's going to dictate so much.
And that's just
I got to clear my throat after
that. But here we go then. This is obviously the pistol rounds have gone 3-1 in favor of 3-sub. Inferno, you have two options here. You have the very aggressive take on CT side. You go down Banana, you try and get the first frag and fall back. Terrorists have so many options instead of just doing the Glock drain. Most teams will take 4 sets of armor and 1 utility player, and it seems like that's exactly what they're doing. Mainline, considering what he's going to do there, he's actually going to get 1 flashbang on the board, and they've got the raid boss, and that's going to be Justin with the Tech 9 and armor. So this will be interesting to see how he goes down. Looks like a lot of aggression going towards second mid now.
And second mid might be good because there's 3 in Banana from the CTs, so if they can actually start to control A, it's almost going to have to be a retake on a flank, and they're not even going to push through. I expected to see a push through in middle with no opposition in Banana. They're going to go for a full rotate. This gives up the arch side, and Kiko has a lot more pressure on him to hit these shots, but he's going to fall off of it, and that might be the right call. They'll take this battle, they'll head the bomb over. Actually, bomb's stuck, bomb's inside Archway. Why are they not taking that toward A now that they've spotted up that many players inside CT? So this is stubborn. This is almost relying too much on a wrap play when they had a gift to work onto the A site, and I don't like that call. There was so much potential there for Method. Instead, Kiko now has control of this bomb. It's left to Justin 1 versus 3. He'll fight himself out of 1, but he still has a lot of recovery. I'm not 100% sure he'll get much further than Abe, who's slowly working in behind. There's a chance. As he walks out, he'll be exposed on the cross. Nice shot by Abe. It's done. 1-0 for 3-sup.
Matt, you're absolutely right there. When you get those frags and those exchanges towards the arch area, and you have no real information as to where the other CTs were, why you go through arch, I have no idea. That was pretty crazy from them. They could have just wrapped around that bomb site onto A and had the man advantage as well, and that would have worked out perfectly for them. But they allowed 3-sub to rotate back from the B bomb site, run into them, got completely locked down. Bomb went down, got very confusing and very panicky for them. And now we can see 3-sub take that coveted pistol round we've talked about so much with these two teams, and that's going to be great for them. Davey, once again, taking out the auto shotgun. He's been absolutely fantastic for that so far, but the T's have forces up, and it looks like they're going to be going up middle very fast, going through the smoke now. That
second smoke that came out was crucial because we saw the positioning of what that FAMAS could do. Davey's gone to his customary shotgun. Trade so far, but Davey, he doesn't spot it in time through the smoke. Ely getting that shot. And now another kill from Silent puts this bomb down. It's left to Jason and Arya. They're the players that have come over from B. And Jason just wants to spam through with that rifle, but potentially do some damage, catch someone in the open. As Arya now with the P90 has time, but no space. He doesn't even get past Silent, who's taken up a post in Graveyard. So never mind, the pistol starting out. Method may not have won that T side we said that they would need. They might just get the eco, and they do. That'll stabilize it and bring it right back to square one.
Crazy stuff from the CTs. Obviously, investing in the auto shotgun, they went very close range, but with the smoke down, there's such a surprise element from the T side. If you have 1 flashbang in your arsenal, pushing through that with the 5-man Tech 9 and armor, it's so difficult to hold against. If the CTs had been a bit more passive, they could have actually called that, fallen back, but they were so committed at that stage. And that's why buys like the auto shotgun, when you have to be so close range, is pretty questionable in that sort of situation. But now, there we go then. A force buy coming in from the CTs though. They're hoping to replicate the magic that Method just brought to the table, and they will have 5.7s, P250s, but they're not really stacking anywhere. They're playing this like a normal round. 2 players towards B, 3 towards the A bomb side. So that's pretty unconventional. If you're going to force buy, you'd normally expect a stack to come in and gambling on 1 bomb side.
They do have 2, by the way, in that ace position with Kiko and Abe on the arch side. So that puts pressure on Davey as well at apartments, but they're playing this correctly, our Method, because they're looking for information. They're not overcommitting. They don't want to give up a rifle or a first pick. Now they go back for the bomb as well, so they are really pacing this. Minute left. They've got lots of time. There's no reason to rush this by any stretch of imagination. But now they accumulate at mid, so it will come in with some pressure toward Abe. He's got this flashbang. We commonly see this bounced off of the fence and go for a fast peek. And Kiko's actually going to leave Abe alone, who goes for those opening shots through that smoke. Not really any damage done. And information given that he's there, almost caught by Justin. Now he'll take the re-peek as that flash is bounced off the edge of the roof. It allows Abe to get the opening pick. So again, the pistol started off. Now the smoke will come out on Arch, and there's still a good chance here for the rifles because they've isolated a lot of the counter-terrorists. Kiko left in the site. He's the only one in between them and a bomb plant, which now will take place. Justin's been waiting for these rotations. Another kill, but Jason, last one left, gets at least a gun if he wants it, if he can get there. He wants to flash himself around to potentially pick it up, and as he does, he's already cancered. So Strebber, wise to the fact that that weapon was on the ground, won't even let him get it and run away with it.
I was going to say that was almost a perfect anti-eco round from Method, getting themselves so much time on the board, working what the CTs are doing, seeing there was no aggressive stacks there, one player facing up middle, seeing what the CT was doing. It allowed them to walk all 5 men up to mid there. It only fell apart when Silent committed to Arch by himself. He had no man with him to get the refrag. Thankfully, they recovered from it and stuck on the bomb site, pinned to that situation, and got the bomb down in very convincing fashion. But that's a great round for them. It's going to be potentially another one as well. You can see almost a full eco here coming in from the CTs, and they're actually stacking a bomb site now. They should have done this last time, I think, last round, but it's going to be a pretty simple day at the office for the T's, I think. The simple spray downs, get the bomb up into them now, and should be pretty simple for them. And
even as they take the fight with Justin, although he loses that, they have to go back for this bomb. They've still got Silent clearing out B. It's just Davey left in pit.
Yeah.
Mainline knows he's got enough kills. He'll take Banana because Silent hasn't fully cleared the A site, and he's going to hear Davey coming. In fact, he's going to turn around, welcome him with open arms. An empty magazine, but open arms no less.
Yeah, pretty simple stuff there. It could have got interesting. The fact that once they saw the CTs pushing down, they should have got the bomb at that point and just got out of there. But they went for the kills, lost 2 of their own, but pretty good for them. 3-1 now, great position. We haven't seen much of this so far in this campaign. As soon as they got the pistol, most teams been converting it to a 3-0. So Method doing very well to bounce back. They've got the AWP as well. No AWPs for the CTs, and not a lot in terms of utility as well. They've got no incendiaries to hold off those final executions. So this is something you have to favor in favor of Method right now with it in terms of the equipment. They have an AWP and the Molotovs to flush out CTs.
Oh, the dink, Strebber eating that initial bullet from the M4. And that's why you buy head armor as a terrorist, not so much as a CT, because he'll get away with 10. You can count those on 2 hands. Did you know that, Henry?
Not on my hands.
That's how many fingers you have.
I've
really?
got 9.
You are a freak. I thought you had 11. As Davey's going to wait on the balcony outside of apartments. And he's going to actually be the only one on the car side. So Kiko's in a position to rotate. He's back by Library. He's going to have to do just that because there is smoke out on Arch. That means they will isolate. It's kind of like that play we talked about on Ivy at Train where you force out one side. And now Justin, he's going to hit Davey, so things get even more complicated. Kiko's going to go all the way to the site. He's going to bury himself in behind the bomb box. Try and slow this initial push. But even better play from Method. They're going to slow it down completely.
Finally, something positive about a T-half. They got that map control. They got their first pick on apartments as well. And the CTs are spread very thinly now. You can see them struggling to work out what's going on. And this execution on B could be perfect for them. This is very, very positive for Method so far. And it's actually keeping them guessing as well at those rotating.
Oh, look, this is a full sale. They've got it. Kiko's the last one there. Now he calls. And does Abe manage to get back through the smoke? Kiko's got back to the bomb site. He could still be the thorn in the play. But he's in the open, and he's got Strebber to come around behind. Strebber gets caught by Abe. Kiko does go down in the site, but he's slowed them considerably, so it's back to a 2-on-2. Silent going to get aggressive with the Dragon Lore, and unfortunately, there's no fire left in its breath, so Jason's going to get that kill. And Ely finds himself with a bomb planted to bait out the time. We'll see if he can pull it. If we turn off the X-ray, build the intensity, because this moment could mean a lot. If Method can finally pick up a gun round early on their T side, it would change the trend, but Jason sits on it and waits, and it's going to go back to 3-sup. Again, the gun rounds fade away, despite the good plays from Method to start that off.
That's what I was talking about. The NA teams have this great approach to the rounds. They know exactly what they need to do. It's that final execution that was a little bit sloppy at the end. Some easy frags being missed when they got onto the A bomb site there, but that's a good retake from 3-sup, having no kits as well. Great 2-on-1 situation for them. You had to favour Method there. When he got that first kill, you thought that was it, but he manages to get the frag back and does have enough time to do it. But that was, like I said, it was really impressive for Method. They got the perfect play, like they forced the CTs back. It was looking so positive, but 3-sup getting back into this one. That was a huge round. That could have forced them onto another eco now, and maybe they can find some momentum now, and they've got the AWP for the first time as well. And there it is.
That's better from Arya. Taking down Strebber. Falling back accordingly as well. Now, it'll be interesting to see how they shift that, if they try and get Jason a little bit more forward, because so far they've got utility still. They can still close that off, but they've given up a lot of map control to Justin, who can now push up, take that banana away, and open up the options for Method despite being a man down.
CT's now, after getting that first pick, just playing a lot more passively now, making the T's work for it. They're not going to give those frags away easily. And they know they have control of Banana, but they have no idea of the numbers. They know they're a man down. They need to work out and try and find a frag or flush a CT out of a Molotov, perhaps.
Silence going to work. Davies in pit, Kiko, Abe, they're both at Arch. Jason falling off B, heading more favorably towards CT now that there is a smoke out of the top of Banana, but that's where most of the terrorists are coming in, and Arya is going to have to be clever with this op at Spools. And he doesn't feel like taking the fight just yet. Timid indeed. As now the flashes will come in. The execution, and it catches Arya. He slides a little bit too soon, so Jason's able to take down that first shot. And luckily picking up the double because Arya's gone, and as is he, it'll give up the B site. But they've done enough damage to allow Abe to get inside construction, and without that bomb being planted and the man advantage, the CTs give themselves a fighting chance. As now the bomb will go down, and the C's get back inside both Nubox and Emo. But Method, they bring back one more, so it's left to a 2-on-2, and they're going to look for more. Nice shot as Tylint comes out, and Silent closing the round. The op coming out aggressively for the T's. Gives them round number 4, and getting round number 4 early is a big step right now for these two teams.
So that's first pick for 3-sub, right? That put them in such a great position. They had 4 smokes left in the 30-second remaining. They could have locked out the T's. They run through the smoke, that audacious play from the terrorists to get through, made just about enough frags. I think they got the first 2, and they got themselves in a 2-on-4 situation and somehow pull it off. That was amazing from Effort. That's a huge clutch in the context of the economy as well, because now, after winning one round, 3-sub are now forced to a 4-spy. They have 5-7's armor, and you can see they've really gone for this as well. They've taken their economy right down to almost 0, about $300 remaining on each player. So this is huge for them. This could be a double eco.
Justin pre-firing when he comes back to the corner, trying to use this SMG. Things are tight. The 5-7s are stacked. And they've also got Arya behind. Sandy goes for the early peak, so the element of surprise gone because he comes out just too soon, and that allows Justin to build some money because that's $1,200 in frag his way. That's encouraging and probable now for the T's, and they'll go back for the bomb as well. They've gotten B control. They just have to hold off these rotations, so that bomb's going to run in and quickly be planted. There's lots of time to get it there, as Ely will watch for the rotations.
This is
see
why
if they can stay efficient.
CTs on their 4-spies and stuff like this, when you just have pistols, it's better to stack one area and at least you have the option to retake as a team. As soon as you do 3-2 and play like a normal gun round, if your Banana players go down, you're left in this horrible decision. Do we try and save 5-7s in armor? Is this a good idea? And now they're just going to get hunted.
Interesting that Ely read that. Might have been just a timing thing, but I don't think there was any noises to indicate that he'd gotten behind him in apartments. So Ely turns, gets the kill, saves his potential AK loss. And that means the efficiency will essentially stay perfect. We'll see if that changes. As the 2 remaining T's are in Romeo, as you called it.
Yeah, it's a good name, right?
I lied. They're in bedroom.
Yeah, bedroom. Near Romeo.
And it works out. Crossfire for Kiko. They'll pick up one. Just one lowly gun. In fact, it's Justin they sent on the chase, so it's actually going to just be an SMG. How disappointing for the counter-terrorists.
So they get $1,900 going into this round, and it's going to put them in a very frustrating position. They need to work out how they're going to approach this next one. They did save, I think, an MP7 was that, and a 5.7, so they've got the bits to play with, but they're Method are going to know the economy is absolutely ruined for them. They can just utilize their AKs correctly. They've got the AWP. We saw them do some very clever things, just walking out middle together, making sure they get all the frags, and you can see yet again, the CT's not really stacking a bomb, so they're playing this like a normal round. It's very difficult to make anything happen for you there. It seems that Abe will be pushing, trying to get some intel on the sandbags there, but Ely opens things up, and this should be a pretty simple round now for Method.
So many rounds being thrown away by forcing out that economy in the last round. And after what I'm a little bit surprised by it, just because after what we've seen from the last CT halves, is that if you're, all the rounds have been coming. Nice shot for Justin to hit that crack and knock down Abe, but you're giving more rounds away on the side that's been winning for everyone. So this potentially does favor Method more than you might think.
I think so, absolutely. They're playing the economy game so strong. Winning the rounds that really matter. The clutch situation they won on the B bomb side was huge. And the questionable decision to force buy after that, especially 5.7s and not even head armor, like I'm not even a fan of that at all. You're playing the CT half, and you want to make sure you can get yourself back into the game. And I think we will be seeing a pause coming into this one. This is probably a good time for 3-sub to do that. They need to work out what's going on, how they can counter this. Because right now, you can see the economy is still not great for them. They've got 4K, or say about 4.5K across the board average. If they wanted to get an AWP, it would definitely be a glass cannon in this situation. But I think they need to start playing a more aggressive game. They're waiting too far back. They're allowing the T's to have too much freedom. We're seeing the T's walking up banana every single time and then getting into middle.
And talk about mind games. Strebber actually asked, is this a tactical pause? I like that the CTs don't. I know this is reading into stuff that's you know, less significant, but I like that they don't answer, because if you say, yes, it's a tactical, then Method might go, all right, we're in their minds. We got them tilting.
So this is when you take a pause like this, right, it gives the other team time to work out what you're going to do. They know a response is coming and a counter. I wouldn't be surprised if Method now change things up and go for a straight-up rush, right? That's what I'd be calling and say, they're going to try reacting to what we're doing. Let's get in there and let's get in their faces
I think
fast.
out of the last 6 timeouts that I've been casting, all 6 have ensued in the next round going the way of the team that called it.
Yeah, because, well, let's see how this one goes down. I predict a very fast...
I probably just jinxed it.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we're casters. We have this thing called a curse.
There's no such thing as a curse, Matthew.
The kiss of death.
You know that. They can't hear us. We have no impact. We're in Romania.
You know what's cursed?
What?
My sex life. All right, let's move on. As Method looking to continue to extend this lead.
I was going to comment on that, but I won't.
No, you don't have to. See, this is the thing. My mom always told me that the best defense is a good offense. So if I just make fun of myself...
That's true. I can't even do anything with that.
Exactly.
But there we go. Some highlights there. It's been really strong so far from Method, right? 6 rounds on the board from considering the T halves we've seen throughout this series. Amazing for them. Anything on this at this point is a bonus. This is where 3-7 need to step up and work at what they're doing. I'm predicting a Method rush here. They know they know there's going to be a reaction to what they've been doing, so maybe something very fast. That would be the perfect call, I think.
It's still surprising that we haven't seen as much very aggressive play toward Banana. 3-7's been giving up a lot of position there.
That's the problem. They don't have the information. They have to keep 2 men there because they have no idea what's going on. They need to start utilising that aggression, getting down there, and just stopping the T's having so much freedom to do what they want. They have control in middle and banana at the same time. You can't allow that.
Bit of mistiming on that Molotov toward bedroom as well, because Ely had already crossed, so it would have been redundant at that point if there was a player in there. Missed thrown flash from Davey. Hope to bounce that further, but they're still going to see some action. And it's Method that come out swinging, but that's completely swung back by Abe. So well done by him to get the trade, bring it back to 4s. Davey going to fall off this as well. Get in the corner, try and catch. They've still got a player at pit, but the player in pit is actually going to get out of it. He's working more directly into the alleyway. That's Davey. And keeping pit is so crucial to keeping the A site.
Method as well. They have this weird approach to the game of leaving the bomb in T-spawn while they work the map. It's kind of interesting. They're not giving any information away, so all players are allowed to contribute towards the frags without even telling those CTs where the bomb is. But that's going to be a frag that should work in favor of 3-7 now. Time is ticking away. This is the final move from Method. They need to find a frag. I need to find it right now.
Well, so far that timeout is paying off. We may not have cursed it after all, because Davey in pit is doing exactly what the pit player needs to do. And he'll close it out. Perfectly weighted as Roberts walks in, and that's going to make it now 6-3. And we'll see what the response is going to be. Lots of money for the terrorists still to work with. So 3-7 haven't pulled themselves out of the woods just yet, but a good, efficient round for them.
Yeah, well, if they lose this one, they're absolutely knackered at this stage. They will go back to $1,400, and that could be potentially another double leaker coming into it. So this is what the one, they need to maybe show that aggression on Banana, get that first frag, but we have got the AWP on silent as well. So technically, Method definitely still do have the advantage here in terms of the equipment. So this is a huge round in the context of this thing. You see some early Banana aggression coming in from Strebel. He's going to get in that logs area, but ultimately another passive round from the CTs.
And we'll see how this works as mainline looking to, again, throw that Molotov in toward bedroom. No one there again for the CTs, but they want to check it. There's no sense taking a careless maneuver and gambling on that fact. Let's ensure the fact that no one will be there and incur useless damage. Davey's not going to be in the pit this time. He'll be up on the balcony. A little bit change of pace, change of approach. Try and get Method to come out swinging in the wrong direction. Zarya's going to wait.
The T's haven't even used a single smoke yet. This is very slow from them. You have to think a very big set piece is coming in. You can see all the yellow lines flying across your screens there. Here it comes.
Zarya late smoke. Mainline's going to be forward of that. He needs to make sure when he re-enters, it's going to be successful. It only is for 1. And that means Davey in pit has to do a similar tack to what he did last time. The problem is he's got one in apartments this time who could come down at any time. And he won't even get that far. But it's going to be Kiko who lines up 1 now, 2, make it 3, and it's going to be canceled out by Justin, bringing it back to a 1-on-1. The bomb down just to the right of Justin, so he's got control of it if he needs it, but he wants to make sure Jason's not going to go for a peek at the worst time. And he'll bait out that bomb plant. But does he take the bait? He gets caught. It is going to be the Terrorist, it is going to be Method, and they'll bring it back to 7 rounds now.
Really nice execution there, but Kiko, again, we saw him on Cobble do that before. When his team are down and he's up against the ropes, he finds 3 huge kills, and he's got to be disappointed with that. When there's 10 seconds left on the board and you hear the Terrorist planting, your natural reaction is to push him, but getting caught with a Molotov in your hand, I think that's a little bit sloppy, and that's actually really nice play from Method. That's going to be, like I said, a huge round in context of economy. You can see them now, they've just got P250s, and they're playing it like a normal gun run again, not stacking anywhere, so this should be a pretty simple cleanup for Method. They shouldn't have any problems here. The Desert Eagle has come out for Jason, though. He has been pretty handy with that. As I said, they do move 3 players towards the banana area now, and hopefully they're going to use Jason now and try to utilize the diesel work.
Justin, he's been spamming every angle, just waiting for someone to get careless. They almost do. But Method are really taking the fight. This is a complete change of pace from what we saw in the last 2 maps, and this could be the difference, potentially. We won't speak too soon. 3Sup will have a chance to respond not only in this half and try and make it a lot more even, but more importantly, when they get to their Terrorist side, as Justin will spam away, and now it's going to be 2. Anti-Eco successful, but down to 13 because he ran out of bullets, so he has to switch to that Glock and just fire. Why not? Chase me. I dare you. As they'll hit A instead, realizing now that it was a stack on that B site. That leaves Davey alive. He's still, again, on that A site, but Abe alone at B with very low HP. And now just Abe altogether, so Method looking to make it 8.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. When you play like a normal gun run and you just have P250s and nothing else, it's very ineffective in my opinion. You don't really bring much to the table. You're waiting to die, essentially. You need to have a stack, do a little push, try and get the first frag, surprise the Terrorist. That would be better in my opinion, but that's going to be 8 on the board now for Method. They actually take the half on the Terrorist side, and in the context of what's been going on so far in the last 2 maps, that's amazing. Like, both of these teams have been superior on CT throughout the campaign, and now they finally set some sort of advantage on the T side, which is great. And it's going to be a horrible buy for the CTs now, and you can see it sparring out of control. Do 3Sup have anything left in the tank to answer back to what Method are doing right now?
Well, that tank's going to be filled with FAMASs.
Yeah, and that's the worst kind of petrol in my opinion.
I heard diesel's kind of bad these days. Ethanol, questionable.
So they finally go for that banana aggression, and with nothing to play with and just FAMASs, you could get shut down every single time. Very lackluster from them, and this may be over for them because they look like they're lost. They don't have an answer back. The economy management's been horrible from them, and it's going to be a 5-on-2 situation on the 12th round.
So Abe attempting a retake from construction. He may not even bother at this point. Looks like that's going to be the call. But as they run, does that smoke dissolve in time? No. Starts to fade around that 15-second mark, but obviously not that far into it.
Bomb has been planted.
In fact, I think it fades a little bit sooner than that.
Here we go then. They're hunting the CTs down, and it's just insult to injury at this stage. Your last man remaining is going to be Kiko. He has been playing well, but it's not been enough. He's going to be taken down. 9-3 now. We just take a quick look at the economy for the CTs. Oh, it's difficult to watch, Matt. They've got 2K, pretty much average across the board. What's the play at this stage? Do you try and do another full eco and hope you can maybe get 5 rounds on the board? But
I think, yeah, I would at this point because the force buys rather haven't really added anything to it. They haven't stacked like you've been saying. If they're going to do them, they've got to do it with the right call. And here, yeah, okay, so this is going to be full. They buy 157 for Abe and P250s for Jason and David, but otherwise nothing at all. So I agree with this just based on the fact that they haven't really been taking advantage of the force buys they've been using, and we've seen double saves come out as a result of it too. So if they don't win it, as they've not won one yet, it goes even further away and out of their hands. So
the Terrorists, again, they have so much control. They get to top of banana, and they know what's going on in terms of the economy. They saw the FAMAS buy last time. They know they're going to have next to nothing to play with. So just going in as a team here, or even just sending one person in to get some intel will be absolutely fine for them. It's not really that much of a risk considering the economy the CT has. Silent AWP just working on what's going on. They do spot some players there, but got to work out his north stack.
Trevor wants the entry, making sure no one's going to push through that smoke. That secondary smoke will allow him now to look to his left, as well as that flash that he has to dodge initially from his team, but now the entry in. And it's actually going to be pushed forward. Arya, though, canceling it out at Nubox. Arya with a double as he gets the AK after the initial USP shot. Eventually goes down to Strebber, but that's good damage. That's a start. Davey's on a massive flank, though. He's far away from Kiko.
Too far away, I think.
So bomb goes down. Kiko wants away, and they don't have any guns this time. They're all inside the site. There's nowhere to recover them. Kiko's waiting on the outside of a smoke, and Davey's already setting up for exit kills. So not surprising that this anti-eco successful. That's the trend we've seen so far in this game, but that's not a bad effort to get two. Aria really did make things interesting.
But in this stage of the game, you can see the terrorists have got around 10k in their bankroll. Those 2 kills amount to almost nothing in this stage in the game. And they've got so much money, like it's just trivial, really. They Aria will boost his economy a little bit, but it just means going into next round, they'll just have to be able to go full buy here. You can see he's going to have the 6k. That's the only real benefit going into this round. So 10-3 right now. They desperately need the next 2 rounds. So if they can find the pistol with 5 on the board, there is a chance they can come back here. They finally have the AWP into play as well. They need to change the pace here. Maybe set the AWP up at Banana by himself and then send 4 players towards middle. That's probably the best bet for them, just to have one anchor there to control that B-bomb site.
That was the play by Aria. We saw how close as well he was to picking up that third. If he'd done that, then there was a real chance because everyone initially in the site was down.
See Aria now. Here he comes.
Tagged up a little bit, but the aggressive op shot, he whiffs it. He has to get away. If they pursue a little bit, he still has a support system on the stairwell from Kiko, but Aria's in a world of hurt as he's down to 28, and they've given up top mid, but it's caught. It's Kiko to recover. Excellent play by him back out of Boiler. Because if they gave that up, Aria was trapped in the apartments. Mainline's still going to make a case. He's been kind of quiet, actually. Despite how well his teammates have been doing, I feel like his name has been one that we've neglected, but it's 4 versus 3. Kiko again, though. And finally something coming from him. So the new boy in the team was quiet in the second half of the last match. He's been quiet in this one. Now he's making plays on A. Jason, though, stuck in behind sandbags, and they know he's there because they've pinched from CT spawn. The wraparound play isolates. And by process of elimination, they know his position. It's left to Kiko and Aria. Aria's later than Kiko is even to Banana, but good read by Kiko. 5 HP, that's a problem. Aria's on 28, yeah, forget it. Gone. Save the guns.
That was all down to Jason there. He was in an advantageous position, could hear the rotations coming in, needed to find at least 1 frag. Going down about 1, that was when the round was over. And now they have to save again, and that's going to be a bitter pill to swallow, really, considering they're 10-3 down. They probably wanted to go for it, but they couldn't justify it. Bomb down, very low HP, saving the AWP for the next round, but this is getting too far gone now. Going in 11-3 in the CT half of Inferno. I'm not sure they can get back into this one. It's been very difficult CT campaign for them so far. But they will successfully save those 2 guns. AWP obviously will be very important, but the money on the rest of the team going to get drops, but they won't have much in terms of the utility to play with.
Justin, just putting on a clinic right now.
Wow, it really is.
18-8. Eagle not far behind. Decent performance from Kiko. As we mentioned in the last round, having an impact. His A play, about the only thing to salvage from 3 subs half.
Here we go then. Terrorists now going all in the Hail Mary play. All 4 players going towards that B-bomb site. They're going in very aggressive this time, not even feeling out the map, just seeing what they can do. And finally, Abe replies, gets the first frag, and this is the first time the CTs have had the advantage in a very long time.
And also the first time the utilities have slowed that push. Nice reaction, Aria. I was a little bit concerned. We saw how much that initial flash did to Aria as well, because he shot through it, but he had to run, and they pushed so hard on top of him, and how much position just from that single utility the CTs lost. Luckily, they're fighting back into it. Second smoke out. They're through the first. Aria, excellent shot on Strebber, and now it's going to be shut down by Jason. A response from 3-sub finally, as Jason swaps to the pistol because he's out of bullets. Doesn't matter. 4 rounds. 4 rounds only for the CT side after how many that we saw? And remember, they started with a pistol and it answered with an eco.
That's right. Winning the pistol and actually only getting 4 rounds has got to be pretty disappointing for them. They go into the second half with so much pressure on them. It's a pistol that they have to win on the T side. It does sort of favour the T's in a way, that the fact that they can just choose an area to go to with the Glocks, get in, maybe have a Tech 9 as well, and they should be able to swarm an area. I wouldn't like to see them do a split like they did on training. Just go 5 men, try and use the numbers in your favour. CTs, the option they have really is to push down and try and get intel and work out where they are going towards, but this is a very big round indeed, obviously. You can see them getting 4 sets of armor now. 1 player on utility, no Tech 9, so you have to kind of hope they just go towards B perhaps and just get 1 smoke to CT spawn and get in together. But CT's waiting for them. Look at this.
Yeah, stack on Banana. No push down middle yet. Justin's just going to get there, so now they're trapped in Banana. Oh, man. Method. This is the second half pistol, but it's in reverse of what we anticipated. We thought it was going to have to be the terrorists to win this. Method may have just done enough to push this over the edge. 12 rounds incoming, pending a bomb plant, at least 2 more.
That was brutal. 5 players rushing Banana, getting shut down with every single shot being a headshot. That's the difficult thing. When the CT start landing the silent USP shots, it's the first one they can. As soon as you miss one, the T's have the advantage, but he just nailed every single shot there. And you can see not even a force buy coming from 3s up here. They really are considering the long game. They probably just want to get a bomb down in the situation, see what they can do with it. But slow start from them. They're not going to be rushing. They'll be trying to find a pick with these Tech 9s and seeing what's available to them. CTs just need to play passively here. They have got the rifles, a couple of SMGs as well to play those close range areas, but this is looking very horrible for 3-Sep now. They need to work out how they can get back into the series, bomb down in T-spawn, and just need to find a pick and go with it.
Just a stutter peek from Ely. Spotting one. Good damage as well, considering only a few bullets fired. Silent's going to be playing a similar style of game on the arch side, just covering off that angle.
You can see Area has got some sort of positional days at the end of the apartment.
Here it goes. So he's got apartments, like you say. That means he'll shut down, but not even if they get that far. Justin, 1, 2. P90 just so immaculate.
Especially
13
against
rounds.
no armor. So then, 13-4. They've got 3k in the bank. Are they going to take another round on the chin? They semi-forced for that one. 2 players having armor and Tech 9s, but it looks like it's going to have to be the full eco here, and then they're going to have to play the massive uphill struggle of trying to get so many rounds in a row. But they have one Desert Eagle. Jason R seems to be the one picking that up almost every single time, but the CT is looking a little bit more aggressive now. Justin will be pushing in, all players towards that second middle area. They're going to do something fast and maybe just get into the middle area very quickly and see what they can do with it. 4 Glocks though, what can he do?
Slight gap in the smoke, but Justin hasn't spotted the first cross. Now they're going to push. He's flashed. He's slightly exposed, but no shots coming in against him. And now the P90 goes to work. It's a team kill from Davey because they actually line up just a little bit too much. So Justin will go down, and now it's a response. Main line inside pit. The M4, full rifle, doing full damage. Aria has that P90 picked up, and it's a Pro 90. It's going to take down Silent, pushing forward. Going to run around with that flash. Well done to catch out Roberts. He's got it down to a 1-on-2. That'll slow this. Bomb is in A, so he has to go for it. Nice play. Extinguish that flame, get things on. But he's got to watch his back as he looks to the right. That flash blinding him. It's still behind, but they've rotated off that. In fact, they're going to stack up on this arch side. Ely and mainline, and Aria's going to drag this out. He wants apartments. And I'm wondering with timing. Timing should indicate that this is a possibility, but I'm wondering if they'll look to it. In fact, Ely's already in graveyard, so he'll be able to spot this right away. And it may just be an MP7, but the initial shot was too much to answer back to. So 14-4, Method, 10 rounds in the lead.
So Method now, we know they're going to be very strong in the CT half. They need to work out what they can do to shut this down quickly. They've got a lot to play with, so their options are they do something very aggressive, maybe get that banana control, go for that first pick on the terrorist side, but they don't really need to. They have got the MP7, so maybe this is the perfect opportunity to do that, show some presence and try and utilize that close range accuracy that can bring to it. But obviously a huge round, just could bring Method to match point.
Flash from Justin just to make sure.
Yeah, Method pushing in out of this area. Look at mainline.
Yeah, VP push here to try and control it so they don't even get maps out of this. But it is first gun. The AKs are up. They know that. As Abe spams, does he aim this correctly? He's got 2 sights to deal with it. He's down to 1 HP. It's gone. Mainline pushing forward. Davey with the response, though. So it's initially traded, but again, it's still stacked. Method giving up the spot, though, is Silent with that nade coming out. Indicates there was more company, so things will dilute a little bit. They'll fall back and address their positioning, assess the situation, and not bash horns like a couple of billy goats for a bit longer.
Well, they still have 4 smokes in their arsenal, 3 subs, so they can choose to execute on to be here. They don't have Molotovs. Well, they actually do have 1 Molotov, so they could flush out. It looks like the BXQ will be coming in. They have 1 player towards A-bomb, so that's going to be Davey trying to get some attention over there.
Strepper's got a good angle here, but they've rotated Ely off this onto Speedway. And they don't have information out of this, so they've actually weakened their B. And that gives Jason, who has Kiko with bomb coming in behind, a better chance to execute. And there's the smokes. One on either choke point. It's left to Strepper. He's got 1, but no, Kiko's going to get him. Overextends a little bit to the right. Catches him in the hip. And unfortunately, hip replacement's not a thing in CSGO. So 3 versus 3. HP still favoring CTs, but bomb going down, or is it? This nade's going to bounce all the way back and doesn't quite go far enough, though. So Kiko stays alive. And they're buying themselves space. More importantly, buying themselves time, and now buying themselves kills as Davey's going to find Silent. But Justin wants to push through 1 at Emo. It gets distracting enough for Kiko to use the AK. It's left to just Ely. This situation turned back 1-on-2 because Ely's found the first kill way back at Banana, but Kiko coming out. The Emo kid decides he does want friends and wants to play.
Yeah.
But just like anyone, he killed all his friends.
Nice crossfire at the end there, making sure they kept that round in their favor. That Davey player middle, like by himself, actually pulled a lot of CTs away, and it was one guy isolated on the B-bomb site, and that's a huge round for him to win. You can see the CT now, they have no money to play with. I think this is a good idea. They don't really have to force too much in. Make sure they can close it out. Don't get in that economic rut that we saw 3-sub get into. So this is good from them. They've got a lot to play with, so don't force anything. Just allow yourself to get their full guns out and then get back into this. T's taking it very slowly as well, not giving too much away. But the stack, this is what is different from Method. They're actually stacking towards the B-bomb side.
And the only A player, Justin's gone, which means that stack has to spread. Ely's going to take the road to Arch. They've lost another one at B, so it's mainline. Strebber left alone. They're grouping. They actually look toward A right now, but now it's going to be a little bit changed up. Ely getting one. Kiko trading. Refrag successful. But still a heavy advantage right now on a wide open bomb site at A. Kiko's going to come around. Arya's just making sure that he'll have coverage. They don't know that it's open yet, but they very soon will. And now they know there's one left alive. They know where he is. Jason, never mind a bomb plant. 3-sub take a round. It's left up to 6 to them. But after that save, here comes Guns, and they've got more than enough to bring out an AWP.
So they're just contemplating now how they're going to approach this round method. Nothing bought as of yet, and now there it is. They have opted to buy into this one. There is enough money on the board, but one player will be on Famis. That's going to be Strebble. But they have got no head on my head. They're opting to get the utility out. They've got incendiary, some smokes as well. But an AWP on the T side, they'll be trying to work some picks here. And they've got so many rounds they need to gain on the board. So CTs can play passively and just try and play out the long game, force them into something they don't want to do, utilize their smoke grenades and the incendiaries they have, just to hold them off as long as possible before they execute.
Catch their breath a little bit. Very important round. If 3-sub have any plans for a comeback at all, it's going to have to be done in a similar fashion to how Method did it. Punish the economy every chance you're given. And this is a chance right here. As a smoke is deployed from an A player onto top banana, that buys more utilities for those playing in B. Potentially prolongs this defense a little bit more. But Davey wants out Boiler. Flash bounce to Arch, and now, or rather onto Patio, excuse me, and now a nade as well. But we're still going to see this stack inside Banana right now from the T's. So this is a ruse. They've got the bomb, and now Abe coming back to join. So 4 players in on B, and here we go. No smokes out on the choke points. Jason going in, finally one deployed on the spools. And Ely's forced off CT. Jason's got through. Jason's actually pushed towards CT, so it's going to have to come down to Strebber. And he manages one. Silent now with another. Ely rotating around and managing to get on top of the spools, above the smoke to take down Abe. That changes things massively because now 3-sub, the chance may have been lost. They do spam through and do some damage on the main line, but is it too little too late? It may be. Ely, another kill. Staying alive from that initial push. He knows Jason's inside water, but Strebber that will close it. 15 now, match point and series point for Method.
Unfortunately, Davey trying the same approach in that boiler room area there. You saw last round he actually pulled all the CTs away from them. They learned from their mistakes that time, didn't take the bait. They kept 2 CTs there, and it was very influential for them. They actually got all the exchanges and all the frags. Didn't really look like they were actually broke a sweat there. So going into potentially the last round here, the T's on the back foot, and now Kiko's going to be on the Tech 9. And look at this stack from the CTs. They're going to do the very aggressive banana take. 3 of them going over there, sending the nades down. They want to close this and want to close it right now.
So a very aggressive push. We haven't seen this type of banana control in a gun round, and it pays off because Strebber's managed to catch Jason looking up middle, trying to support Arya, excuse me. But it's silent with that op shot. And Kiko, realizing things are grim, will run back to grab the bomb and see if he can fight his way. And he's going to push through the smoke. Does he initially? He gets inside of it. He thinks better of it. Thought he may. And oh, that's surprising. Justin thought there was one in Boiler, but Abe was just to his right. And getting that kill, but it's all come back. It's left to Kiko. 1 on 4, and Kiko getting 1, but this is going to be a dire situation. Has the bomb. Remember that. So if he can open up a site, 1 more kill to bring this into double 1-on-1. He has a chance. Now he's done it. Strebber down if he can get the 2nd kill. They're rotating over on Arch. This gives up B. He's got lots of time to figure this out. But he's only got 34 HP. That's the sad part about the situation. And Silent in great position, already pre-aiming. Not hitting that first shot on the shoulder bait. Now he knows his position, does Kiko. But this pistol may be enough. Kiko, excellent shot through the windshield. The rotations come in, though. It's come down to this quick 1-on-1. And the bomb is going to be planted mainline, looking for the early peek. And now he's going to get the shot through the box. It's over. Method will close it out. And it's going to be 16-6 in the third map. Finally a T-side coming through.
Yeah, valiant effort by Kiko at the end there, but it wasn't meant to be. Even if he had to win that round, it was just a matter of time before they lost, I'm afraid. But yes, as you mentioned, a T-side finally looking very strong there. Even after losing the pistol, they gained so many rounds and got so much momentum going into that. 12-3 in the first half, so fantastic stuff there. And yeah, it was actually good to see a T-side actually looking positive for once instead of them trailing the whole time.
And I have to admit that Silent will silence me because I called him out. I said 3-Sip was going to win this. I totally expect my Twitter to blow up any second with Silent being like, screw you, Sadokiss, whatever he normally says. He loves to troll me.
Wow.
It's all friendly. It's all friendly.
Well, there we go. We can have a look at the frags now. We can see pretty good joint effort from Method there. No one really standing out too much there. Justin and Ely getting 21 and 20 respectively, but yeah, it's pretty even things for them. Looking over for 3-Sub, Kiko was your only real deadly player there, getting 19 frags. He really stepped up, getting 3 frags in certain situations. He just couldn't close out the rounds from his big frags.
The interesting thing for Kiko is, too, that he never had any opening or first kills.
Oh, really?
All of his kills were later, were either trades or refrags, as we saw from his CT side. He was quite good on the CT side. He was actually probably the best player for 3-Sub in that swing position at the A site, but nothing really working for him. Of course, he's not an entry fragger, but nothing really working for him on T to close out rounds. So that's a bit of a problem. Everyone, in all situations, even if you're not the entry fragger, you should still get a first kill at some point on the T side if you want things to work out.
Not a single first kill after that sort of game. That's pretty crazy, right?
Yep, that is. It also says that they were down men early. It also says that a lot of first picks went against them.
And that could have just been kills he was just saving in rounds, potentially. There was a lot of saves there. He could have been saving quite a lot. Maybe that's a little bit misleading.
And Justin is the MVP. 21 kills for him, 8 deaths, 5 assists, 1.7 KDA. Not too bad. 3 first kills for him, 7 headshots. And obviously the deaths a lot higher on the CT side, as we see in that particular graph. But not a bad game. So Method coming back from being a map down. They lost. Geez, it's so long ago. Cobblestone. And then they took back Train. Again, really good comeback. That could have been over in 2 if their CT side didn't start rolling. And then a convincing win here on Inferno. I'm impressed, I have to say, with Method.
Yeah, absolutely. After losing those first 3 pistols, to come back and actually get back into this series, amazing stuff from them, and I'm very impressed they actually did that. That T side was actually the first positive sight we've seen of them doing anything, so can't take anything away from them. Great start on that Inferno match, and they closed it out with style as well. Didn't get too far down in the rut.
So we have our first finalist. It will be Method. They'll play tomorrow night in a best of 5, but we're about to find out who their opponent's going to be. It's either SKDC or Lunatic. We'll take a short break, and we'll bring you the next best of 3 this evening.
4 smokes left in the 30-second remaining. They could have locked out the T's. They run through the smoke. Yeah, well, if they lose this one, they're absolutely knackered at this stage. They will go back to $1,400, and that could be potentially another double eater coming into it. So this is what the one they need to maybe show that aggression on Banana, get that first frag, but we have got the AWP on silent as well. So technically, Method's definitely. Here we go then. They're hunting the CTs down. This is insult to injury at this stage. Your last man remaining to be Kiko. He has been playing well, but it's not been enough. He's going to be taken down. 9-3 now. We'll just take a quick look at the economy for the CTs. Oh, come back here. They finally have the AWP in play as well. They need to change the pace there. Maybe set the AWP up at Banana by himself and then send 4 players to the advantage in a very long time. And
also the first time the utilities have slowed that push. Nice reaction, Arya. I was a little bit concerned. We saw how much that initial flash did to Arya as well, because he shot through it, but he had to run, and they pushed so hard on top of him, and how much position just from that single utility the CT's lost. Luckily, they're fighting back into it. Second smoke out there through the first. Arya, excellent shot on Strebber, and now it's going to be shut down by Jason.
Look at the end of your apartment.
Here it goes. So he's got apartments, like you say. That means he'll shut down, but not even if they get that far. Justin, 1, 2. E90 just so